Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 20 of the WMMA 5 series, Pride FC in the year 2002, the last show of 2002. It's Pride 24's Jolt Fury 3. As before we get there, we do have a bit of mail, not a whole lot, though. This is actually a pretty short week of mail, but we have Instant Inoue left Hammer House, and he also left to sign with UFC. I fucked up. I fucked up huge. I was trying to save some time and just kind of advance a little bit more faster than I was wanting to. Usually, once you're in negotiations with someone, I just advance every day to make sure I sign them. And so now I was like, oh, he's not gonna, sign with UFC. He did sign with UFC. So that was just terrible on my part. I mean, it's a big loss, but it's not a major loss. So at least we have that. And I can't remember how big his contract was to be signed to the UFC, but it's not terrible from what I remember. Let's see if it can show us. No, probably can't. I think that's just only a T. Oh, there we go. So yeah, he's got a 6-fight contract, not in 4 guaranteed. So maybe after 4, it will come up. But it's not terrible. It's not terrible at all. In 6 fights, so probably like 2004. Maybe we'll be able to re-sign him, which at that point, though, he'll be like 37. So maybe not, though. It's kind of... I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it for now. It does suck, because as far as, like, guys who just came out of nowhere and became, like, a pretty big star for us, Instant is definitely it. Like, for the fights he did, the upsets he's done, maybe, we've now gotten him kind of away from that. He lost to Frank Shamrock, and obviously is fairly still a title fight, but from this point on, from basically the start of the series until pretty much the end of 2001, a phenomenal fighter for us. But we'll see. He's 13-6. We'll see what happens in the UFC. I hope they put him against Masakatsu Funaki in the UFC. That'd be fun. But I believe he signed with the Militich Fighting System now. I think I saw that. I just didn't keep it. So yeah, we'll just kind of get rid of those notes. We extended Rodrigo Gracie. Can't believe he won, first of all, against Lil Nog. And with that, he gets a contract extension, which it's a little... We could sing him down the ring still, but we just might as well. Might as well extend him. Merely, of course... The goddamn man on a tear. Of course, we extended him. And Lil Nog we extended as well. And then Mirko got hurt during training, but he's still okay to fight. So that's huge. So well, that's just kind of where we're at in mail and whatnot. Nothing too big and whatnot. And then after, so usually with these, I do an end of the year review in the year, just to kind of showcase everything. With this time around, we're not going to do that. We're just going to cap that onto this episode, if that makes sense, towards the end. So, it might be like 20-30 minutes long, so now this video, instead of being like a 40-50-minute video, that's going to be like an hour 15-minute video, so that's not too bad. Well, we might as well just do that instead of having to, because there's going to be a lot of stuff being uploaded throughout the week, with the New Japan Cups. The review for the second show should be up, and then by the time this fucking... Well, obviously, it's not going to be a review when you're seeing this. It's going to be uploaded within the week, obviously after the July 1st, which I guess we could still do it, but it's much easier. I think it'd be much easier just to have it be capped at the end of this episode. So without further ado, let's go into it. Let's get into the Pride Cold Fury 3 show. Of course, title fight. Igor defending his title against Big Nog. Drumley banner Mirko Krokop, a fucking K1 kickboxing expedition, if you will. As the Big Cat Tom Erickson and Kazuki Fujita, so a bit of a wrestling showcase. Bob Sapp and Gilbert Yvel. That's going to be fucking sick. Carlos Newton Allen goes the rematch from the only draw we've had in Pride so far. And Masayatsu Yano versus Evan Tanner, the opener. It should be very fun. And then Ricardo Arona, Yuki Kondo, Young Choi, and Mauricio Shogun Hua. His debut fight in mixed martial arts. How fun. For the main event, as Igor is making the second defense of the Pride Heavyweight title, if he's successful, that would set a new record for the belt. Two of the best pound fighters in the world. Igor's ranked number 1. Big Nog is 4th. As Igor's main eventing a Pride show for the 4th time, which I feel like that's probably almost the most, besides like Nobuya Takada, as far as heavyweights go. Because I think Nobuya Takada's main event like 5 or 6 so far, which I don't think he's gonna main event ever again. But still, that's just kind of where Igor's at. He's finished 3 of his last 5. Nogueira trains a Brazilian top team, which Igor's want to go 1-0 against other current members of that team. First time they fought, and Big Nog has a 9-inch reach advantage, and he has the Blurcat staff picks. Votes 6-1. Old Sam is sticking with Ice Cold Igor. As Jerome Le Banner versus Mirko Cro Cop, as Le Banner's going to have a significant weight advantage, but the betting lines have Cro Cop as a big favorite. The thing with kickboxing, though, you never know. He could knock him out with a fucking head kick. That's going to be awesome, though. We'll see how that happens, though. As both fighters are world ranked in the super heavyweights, as talented Cat Erickson versus old Ironhead, Kazuki Fujita, the man who survived a fucking Cro Cop head kick and lived to tell about it. Fujita trains at the Takada Dojo, which Erickson has an overall record of 1-0 against those other current members of that team. First time they fought, and Erickson's going to enjoy a significant weight advantage. Actually, a pretty even battle. Blurcat staff picks has Fujita with the slight edge, 4-3. We'll see what happens there. As the Bob the B-Sap versus the Hurricane Gilbert Yvel. Gilbert Yvel, this is a big fight for him. If he doesn't beat Bob Sapp, it's probably it for him here in Pride. We'll probably send him back down the rings, as I believe he is 0-4 in Pride. Yes, he is. So he's 20-10, 0-4 in Pride. If he loses this fight, he's down the rings. So this is just a big-time fight for Yvel. His job is on the line by Bob Sapp. Hoping Bob Sapp wins, to be honest. I fucking love Bob Sapp. I would love to see him get a win in Pride. It might not happen, but he's got the 8-inch reach advantage. Another guy with a huge reach advantage on this card. And he's got the Blurcat staff picks, 4-3. We'll see what happens. As the Ronin, Carlos Newton versus Alan goes. As obviously the prelims of the Shockwave card was a draw, split draw. As both are world-ranked light heavyweights. Newton is 17th, Goes is 22. Goes has a 6-inch reach advantage, and the Blurcat step picks, all 7, going with Alan Goes. Interesting. As Mazatsu Yano versus Evan Tanner. As Yano trains at the Takada Dojo, which Evan Tanner is 1-0 against the other current members of that team. Yano has won 4 of his last 5 by decision. Evan Tanner is 13th ranked middleweights in Pride, which Yano's 22nd. First time they fought, and Evan Tanner is a big favorite to win, but doesn't have all the Blurcat staff picks. Mark L is sticking with Yano. We'll see what happens there. As the Brazilian Tiger, Ricardo Arona versus Yuki Kondo. Arona's won 5 of his last fights by decision. First time they fought, and Arona's enjoying a significant weight advantage. But the Blurcat staff picks have it going to Yuki Kondo, 5-2. That's a Ricardo Arona, I believe, is 5-1. Yes, it's 4-0 in Pride. Hasn't lost in Pride yet, so this is probably, as far as, let's just look at this fight history, getting to fucking Hoist Gracie, Dario Matsuo, Yoji Anjo, and Akira Shoji. So really, as far as once we got to Hoist Gracie, that was probably the biggest fight he's had. He hasn't finished the fight yet. It's all been by decision. We'll see what happens. Yuki Kondo at least will try to finish the fight. So maybe we won't see a decision for Ricardo Arona. And oh wow, it just went to Young Choi and fucking didn't show us. That was weird. Must have hit something. Must have fucked something up there, because usually it would have showed this, but that's okay. As Young Choi is taking on Mauricio Shogun, who obviously 21 years old, 6'1", 205. Young Choi, 24, 6 foot and 190. So he's giving up a little bit of weight. As Shota is the shooter style from Young Choi, the Muay Thai style from Mauricio Shogun Hua. Minus 340, plus 270. Let's get it popping as our judges. As, at least 30 pounds on them. And that's the bell. They start with the touch gloves. Hua may have been setting up to shoot, but Choi aggressively took the initiative. Choi uses the left jab, but it finds nothing but air with the big right. It's coming forward. Hua is willing to take some hits, if that means being able to get close enough to grapple. Jab hits home from Choi, and then he lands on right hand. As he's looking for the takedown. He gets the takedown, and Choi has to pull guard. Pounds away, but Choi is calmly dealing with him. As he throws Oh, wow. So Choi's throwing some punches from the bottom, but Hua leans back to avoid them. Fires off some rights, but Choi is in trouble by them. Hua's Choi tries to pull Hua in close and pepper him strikes, but he can't do it. He's trying to pass guard. He does, but it's only half guard. As Hua throws a few hands, but is mainly just trying to catch his breath. As Choi bursts into life, tries to scramble into a better position. As he seizes the opportunity, does Mauricio, and Choi was too slow, and he gets caught in side control. As raising up slightly, Rua hits a knee strike. As Choi was waiting, though, and uses that fact that Rua is momentarily off balance to try and scramble for position. But Rua is up first and quickly grabs Choi, pushing him up against the ropes, looking for another takedown. As he does so, he uses the legs to pull Choi down to the mat and is able to secure side control. 2 for 2 on takedowns. Mauricio Shogun Rua is in so far complete control of this fight, as he fires away with punches, but Choi doesn't take any undue damage. Choi tries to transition to guard, but he can't manage it. Moving to the second half of this round, Hua fires off a handful of punches, each easily being blocked with gloves. Choi tries to sweep from the bottom of side control, but doesn't budge Rua, as Hua fires away with punches, but does little in the way of damage. He blocks Choi as he tries to sweep from the side control, and again, he fires away with rights, but does little in the way of actual damage. Again, trying to sweep, but only succeeds in shifting Hua slightly, ending up a north-south position, which he's under there. And then Choi feels Rua attempt to shift to side control, uses the opportunity to scoot out and scrambles. Choi's actually did a really great job of scrambling, trying to get out of there as quick as he can. But usually, like this here, Hua ends up winning the scramble and just shoves him up against the ropes. And now looking for a trip takedown. Oh, yeah, so he stops. So 2 for 3 on takedowns. Mauricio Shogun Hua can't get Choi down to the ground. He can't seem to work free of the attempt, though. He's trying for it again, and this time he gets it. So 3 for 4 on takedowns for Mauricio Shogun Hua. Choi pulls half guard, and half guard now. Hua catches his breath, content to just throw a couple of punches to the body. Using underhook to set up positions. Choi looks to scramble, but Rua, again, too quick, grabs side control before Choi can get up. Tries to pound on Choi, but none of the blows land with any degree of power, as Hua blocks the attempt to pull guard. Minute left in the round. Hua is trying to move from side control to mount. He almost gets it, but Choi bucks his hips and starts scrambling. Choi manages to come on top with side controls. At least he's finally in a dominant position some part in this round with 46 seconds left. He loves some rights, but Hua deals with him comfortably. Pulls half guard, does Shogun. And that's the end of the first round. You have to get that to Mauricio. Mauricio Shogun, who definitely won that round. We'll see what happens in the second now, as 5 minutes left of the fight. He shoots in with a takedown, 9 seconds in. And he almost got it, but now he's just left hopping on one leg as young Choi. He's not going down, so Rua just pushes him up against the ropes, looking to get him on the Muay Thai clinch. He does. Oh boy. Now a big knee to the face, and he knocks him out cold with it. Jesus Christ. Mauricio Shogun wins by knockout. What a big win. What a big debut fight win. Getting him in the Muay Thai clinch and knocking him out with a fucking knee strike right to the face. And that is a great fight. Way to go, Mauricio Shogun. We'll see. What he says is he thanks all his sponsors for backing him, and then he also thanks his family, friends, and supporters, as he gives a show of respect to his opponent for lasting that long. I'm sure as in the last prelim fight, the Brazilian Tiger, Ricardo Arona versus Yuki Kondo, another middleweight fight, plus 150, minus 200, so Yuki Kondo is the favorite. It has 24, 5'11", 205. Yuki Kondo, 27, 5'11 as well, but is coming in at 185. As a referee, our judges, we're underway. Kondo connects with a jab, but Arona avoids the big right. As takedown attempt from Yuki Kondo. Great sprawl from Arona prevents the takedown, allows him to push Kondo down to his hands and knees. That's a bad spot for Yuki Kondo. As he's turtled up, can do nothing to prevent Arona from taking his back. He pounds away, but Yuki Kondo calmly deals with him. Kondo gets quickly back to his feet, although Arona does keep back control. As with Kondo stuck against the ropes, he's trying to complete the takedown from behind. He does so. As Arona now, he got it with ease. Arona winds up on top of his turtled up opponent, holding him around the waist. He fires away with punches, and Kondo was stung by several big shots. And he's, again, keeps the pressure on him, but now Kondo deals with him comfortably. Arona's too slow to stop Kondo getting back up, but does keep the back control. Looking for another takedown from behind. And this time, though, Yuki Kondo keeps his composure, and Arona can't get past his takedown defense. As he's struggling to get free, though, and he returns to the center, and a shoot takedown. As a great sprawl from Yuki Kondo prevents the takedown. So now, 1 for 3 on takedowns is Ricardo Arona. As he connects with a nice jab, and then catches Arona with a right head kick. That's fucking tough. As, again, Arona comes in for the takedown, and Yuki Kondo partially defends it. So 1 for 4 for takedowns for Ricardo Arona, as he's left hopping on one foot is Yuki Kondo. As now he's pushing up against the ropes, halfway into the first round. Arona's looking to try to maintain control via his wrestling skills. I kind of clicked too soon, but Kondo proves too good, manages to turn him around so that he's in the dominant position. As he keeps him up against the ropes and uses a hard foot stomp, looking for a takedown. Yuki Kondo drops down to get hold of a leg. Arona remains standing on the other foot, leaning against the ropes. And he gets it, though. Uses the leg to drag Arona down the mat. He's caught in guard. It's 1 for 1 on takedowns for Yuki Kondo. He fires off a few punches, but they aren't thrown with any great force. Arona applies double underhooks and keeps Kondo from launching any attacks. Kondo fires off a few punches, but they aren't thrown with any great force. For the moment, Kondo is content just to throw a couple of punches to the body, as Arona tries to sweep from the bottom of the guard, but doesn't budge Kondo. Kondo punches down at Arona, but they are easily taken on the gloves. Arona tries to sweep Kondo, but he can't do it. We move into the final 60 seconds of this round. For a moment, Kondo is content just a couple of punches to the body, as Arona smothers Kondo with close control, stopping him from posturing up. And that's the end of the first round. It's pretty close. Pretty close. We'll look at the fight metrics. Yeah, look, I mean, Yuki Kondo you'd have to say, won that round. Still pretty close, though. Ricardo Arona might be able to steal this one away from him, though. We'll see in this second round. It all comes down to this. 5 minutes left in the fight, as Yuki Kondo throws a punch, but Arona was equal to it. Arona had looked like he was angling for a takedown attempt, but he couldn't take the initiative, as Kondo can't intercept left jab, and then lands a right hand. He confidently moves in closer, looking to throw some strikes. Arona may have been setting up to shoot, but Kondo aggressively took the initiative. A 1-2 from Kondo fails to land. Looked like we were about to see a shot from Arona, but Kondo was more aggressive and took the initiative. Kondo throws a quick punch, but doesn't land. Arona hits a jab, but it had no power at all behind it. Kondo can't connect with jab, but then hits Arona with a high right head kick again. As Kondo throws a 2-punch combo, but Arona avoids both of them. He looks for the takedown. He doesn't get the takedown again. 1 for 5 on takedowns. This has been all Yuki Kondo so far in the second round. As Arona has him up by one leg as he's hopping around. He can't get him down, so he pushes him against the ropes. As looking to do a sharp sweep to the floor, he does. As a quick inside leg trip. As now Arona's in top. Let's see what happens. He smothers him. As we don't really need that. We need him to try to fucking get a win here. As if he's trying to win this fight. Don't really need to smother him. He throws a few strikes, but it's clearly slowing things down so he can think. Throws some minor strikes. As Arona deflects a couple of punches from Kondo that he threw from the bottom. As he punches down on Kondo, but they're easily taking on the gloves. As he keeps him stuck against the ground. As now referee stands him back up with 14 seconds left. Shoots him for a takedown at the last second. And again, Yuki Kondo stops it. As I believe, as he's pushing him against the ropes, so I think it's going to be the end of the fight there, yep. As, Yuki Kondo would have to get the unanimous decision for me. Oh, wow, so we have, Aki Ogura has given it to Arona. Yeah, there, Yuki Kondo. Yeah, Yuki Kondo, so I'm surprised it even was a split, to be honest. I would have just said a unanimous. It was rated poor. I get it. Yuki Kondo with the win, though, and Ricardo Arona now 5-2, his first loss in Pride. Comes to Yuki Kondo. As Yuki Kondo name checks all of his sponsors, and then he thanks all of his fans who turned out to support him. Says it was a tough fight and gives the show respect to Ricardo Arona. It's now on to the main card. As Masatsu Yano versus Evan Tanner, 9-3. Evan Tanner 24-7. As they're both 205. As Team Quest versus Team against the Kondo Dojo. Catch Wrestling versus Wrestling Jiu-Jitsu. Plus 350, minus 440. We'll see what happens. As Big John McCarthy, our referee, our judges. As in front of a home crowd, Yano, unsurprisingly, gets a loud ovation from the crowd as he makes his entrance. Fight begins. Let's start with a touch of gloves. Moving around, Yano is looking for an opening to grapple without getting it hit coming in. As Tanner hits a left hand but finds nothing but air with the big right. As Tanner lands a left hand, then hits Yano with a straight right. As Tanner can't connect with a jab and hits Yano with a straight right. Yano had looked like he was angling the grapple but couldn't take the initiative. As Tanner can't connect with a jab and then catches Yano with a right hook. As Yano appears to have suffered a gash underneath the eye. That is tough. Tanner throws a quick punch but doesn't land. Moves in fast, clinches with Evan Tanner, who's looking for a trip takedown now. Masato Yano, he did get it. He get a big takedown, and now he's left on top of a turtled up Evan Tanner as he pounds away with lefts but fails to land anything significant. He's too slow to stop Tanner from getting back up, but he keeps the back control. As he's looking to drag him back down, he does so. 2 for 2 on takedowns. As now he lands on his hands and knees with Yano on top of him, does Evan Tanner. Fires away with lefts again, but this time, just kind of like last time, does a little in the way of damage. He unloads with big left hands, but Tanner's able to deal with most of them. As he pounds away, but Tanner's in trouble by the strikes. As Tanner takes the opportunity to stand back up, albeit under back control. As he tries to push Tanner up towards the ropes, does Masato Yano, but he can't do it. As he loses back control, Tanner wrestles free and circles back to the center. A tentative jab from Yano lands. He can't connect with the setup strikes, but then scores the right cross. He can't at the setup left jab, then lands a right hand. Halfway into the first round, Yano looked like he was going to step in and grapple, but Tanner took the initiative first. He connects with a nice jab, then lands a big right hand. He lands a left hand, then hits Yano with a straight right. Really, Evan Tanner's coming into his own standing-wise, as he acknowledges some instructions from his corner to Evan Tanner with a relaxed nod of the head. He can't connect with the jab and catches Yano with a right hook. As the clock is stopped, as referee John McCarthy wants to check on the cut on Masato Yano, as it's not a fight ender. So restart the fight. Back in the center we go. A jab is wide from Tanner, then catches Yano with a right hook. A jab lands from Tanner but misses with a vicious right hand. Tanner lands a left jab but misses the big right hand that follows. Yano gets a hold of Tanner, trying to muscle Tanner up against the ropes. Doesn't let himself be driven back, does Evan Tanner. Tries to wrestle Tanner backwards up against the ropes. He does so now he's pinned up against the ropes. He smothers him as they engage in some grueling up-close short strikes for roughly a minute. As Tanner wrestles back against Yano, turning him enough so they can escape from the ropes. Minute left in the round. Trip takedown. Looking for a takedown. He gets it. 3 for 3 on takedowns is Masato Yano. As he throws a few relatively weak-looking left hands, rather. As he smothers Tanner with his body pushing forward and down, and that's the end of the first round. Standing-wise, you have to go to Evan Tanner. Once it went to the ground, that was all Masato Yano. We'll look at the fight metrics, and it's actually standing-wise. With the jabs, you have to give that to Masato Yano. He's got the takedowns. He's landed more strikes. It's tough. Evan Tanner could still win it, but we might see an upset here. As 5 minutes left in the second round, rather. As he comes over the takedown. 4 for 4 on takedowns. That's exactly what Masato Yano needed. As he lies on top of him, yeah, he can just smother him at this point. He can just lay and pray. You have the advantage with the takedowns. You have the strike advantages. You could waste away this second round and get the win. Now just throwing a couple of shots to the body. As Tanner pulls him up close, so scores a couple short punches to the side of the head. As time slips away, as he keeps him successfully on the ground. Again, keeps slipping time away. Throws a few strikes, but they're thrown without venom. Deflects a couple of punches that Tanner threw from the bottom. As Big John McCarthy stands back up. Tanner throws a punch, but Yano avoids it. As he comes in and grabs Tanner in the clinch. Looking for another takedown. But this time, Evan Tanner blocked it. So 4 for 5 on takedowns now for Yano. As he takes control of the grapple, too. As he's trying to push him up against the ropes. He can't do it, though. Yano defended it well. And now he's trying to wrestle him back down the ground. He gets the takedown. Yeah, this is all Masato Yano. As, that's the end of the fight. And your winner, Masato Yano. He's going to be 10-3 with the upset win. Evan Tanner's going to be 24-8. As, my God, what a win. Yeah, hometown favorite. Goes into the crowd where he's mobbed by friends and family for this huge upset win. It's rated decent. I think Evan Tanner now is, let's see if it counts. Also, yeah, he's 0-3 in Pride. Tough. Wow, one more loss, and we're going to have to send him back down the rings. That's tough. Wouldn't think that would happen to Evan Tanner, but here we are. As he thanks everyone connected to Takata Dojo for helping him over this fight, and his sponsors for supporting him financially, showing respect. Masatsu Yano praises Tanner for his skill and toughness. As now we're going on to the Ronin. Carlos Newton versus Alan goes 9-5-1, 6-4-3. As that almost sounds like a phone number at the end of it. As my God, we'll see what happens here. We're gonna have another draw. As Big John McCarthy stays out there for this one. As judges for this bout are ringside. Opening bell. Right out of the gate. Takedown attempt by Alan goes. It's unsuccessful. Newton sprawled it well to block it. It manages to push goes down to his hands and knees. As a knee to the side of the head. As he takes another short knee strike to the side of the head. And loads with big rights. Landing several that clearly hurt Alan goes. As he's more right hands, but Goes is in trouble by him now. As taking advantage of the pause, Alan Goes stands back up, and there's a takedown attempt from Carlos Newton, and he gets it. Single leg takedown. Alan Goes is left on his back pulling guard. So this has been all Carlos Newton so far. He's not looking to get a split draw. As Newton punches down on Goes, they're easily taking on the gloves. Newton lunges forward and slams his shoulders into Alan Goes, as he doesn't allow Goes to lock him up with double underhooks. Throws some minor strikes. Hits a sharp shoulder smash to the face of Alan Goes. Goes tries to catch Newton with a punch, but is off target. Not giving his opponent any room to work with, Newton keeps close body-to-body contact while throwing short strikes to the head and the body. He's looking for an arm, looking to lock onto an arm from the bottom of the guard as Alan Goes. Newton fends it off. As Big John McCarthy stands the back up. Takedown attempt for Alan Goes. And he gets it. So he's 1 for 2 on takedowns. It's a single leg as well, and Newton has to pull guard. He begins trying to pass the guard. He passes guard, but loses his control momentarily, and the scramble begins. Goes is up first and quickly grabs Newton, and as he stands to getting back control halfway into the first round, looking to drag him back down. He does so. As it wasn't easy, but he got him. And Goes winds up on top of his turtled up opponent, holding him up by the waist. He loads with some right hands, but Newton deals with him comfortably. He takes the opportunity to stand, albeit under back control, and he, again, trying to wrestle him back down, and he does so. Now this time, he doesn't even have to struggle. He swiftly takes Newton down with ease, as he winds up going chest first into the mat, making it a simple task for Goes to simply hold on and take his back. He tries to get a body triangle hooked in, but he can't. Newton tries to move Goes off his back, but he can't. And he's got the body triangle now. But no, Newton fights it off. As he blocks the attempt to roll him off the back. As he's looking for a rear naked choke, Newton fights off the rear naked choke. As he can't get him off his back. As he keeps blocking Alan Goes' attempt to get his hooks in and try to body triangle him. He tries to roll, but he's not going to. Again, Newton fights off the body triangle. Carlos Newton keeps on fucking fighting. A minute left in the first round. Tries to get both hooks in, but he can't do it. He tries to turn it over and sweep Alan Goes, but he can't do it. And Big John McCarthy stands back up with 31 seconds left in the first round. Alan Goes shoots in for the takedown. He gets it. Single leg that leaves Newton pulling guard. As 4 takedowns for Alan Goes in this first round. Unbelievable. He's 4 for 5 on takedowns. Alan Goes unloads some right hands, but doesn't land anything significant. As he gets pushed back and is left standing in front of Newton. And that's the end of the first round. So yeah, Carlos Newton. He landed a lot of shots, way more shots than Alan Goes did. Alan Goes had the takedowns. I gotta give that to Carlos Newton. I know it's, the takedowns for Alan Goes, but pretty much Newton. Anytime Alan Goes did a takedown, he was in control. It seemed like still. Really, there's very few times Alan Goes after the takedown felt like he tried. The one takedown where he immediately got his back was really the only takedown. Was like, alright, he's in serious trouble. But once Alan Goes sprawled and kneed him in the head a couple of times at the start of the fight, felt like that was the highlight of the round. I gotta give that to Carlos Newton. I know that's probably not the unpopular opinion there, but I think that's what I gotta do. As 5 minutes left in the second round, and 5 minutes left in this fight, rather, as the bell begins. Newton aggressively moves in and grapples with Goes. He attempts a leg sweep. He does. An outside leg sweep. Sweeping Go to the mat where he pulls guard. As Newton throws a shoulder smash to the face and upper chest. as he pulls him in close, scores with a couple of short punches to the side of the head, as Newton clings very tight to Goes while using short strikes clearly trying to minimize the threat of a submission. As he blocks Goes, he tries to sweep from the bottom. As again, he lunges forward and slams his shoulder, and Allen Goes. Another quick shoulder smash. As Goes drags Newton in close. Then he hits him with a couple of short punches. Newton punches down at Goes, but they are easily taken on gloves. He tries to grab an arm. Newton defends it. Another quick shoulder smash. He tries to catch Newton with a punch, but is off target from the bottom. As he keeps a couple of punches guessing. Throws a couple of punches designed to keep him guessing, rather. Goes, pulls Newton down and close, hits him with a couple of short punches to the side of the head. As Big John McCarthy stands back up with a minute and 5 seconds left in the fight. As Allen Goes tries to get another takedown in, it is unsuccessful. He sprawls him, and he pushes him down to the mat, so now his hands and knees are on the mat. A short knee to the side of the head, as he prepares to throw a knee strike, but he can't keep control of Goes, who's able to spring back up. There's another takedown attempt for Carlos Newton. He gets it. What a great round for Carlos Newton. As, yeah, he's 100% on takedowns. I believe he's 3 for 3. And that's the end of the fight. I'm sticking with Carlos Newton there. If there was any question that he won this fight, the second round submitted it. He won that round. I felt like he still won the first round. Unanimous decision for Carlos Newton. Let's see what happens. Yes, Carlos Newton gets the win by unanimous decision. 10-5-1 for Carlos Newton. Allen Goes 6-5-3 as rated decent. As Carlos Newton thanks the sponsors, all of his fans. He's asked who he'd like to face next, and he answers with Nate Marquardt. Is a great fighter. As I've been saying, Nate Marquardt. I don't know why. In my head, I was thinking that's how they pronounced it, but I was watching Nate Marquardt and WMMA, which is just a quick. Nate Marquardt knocks him out like 10 seconds. It was a simple fight. But I was just Hulu now has been having like a lot of like old UFC stuff, so I just been watching that just to whenever I need to either pass the time or about to fall asleep, so I'm just turn that on. And one of them was Damian Marquardt Damian Maya and Nate Marquardt, and I was like, oh, I could have swore I think it was the Anderson Silva fight. I was remembering when he fought him for the title. Could have swore they pronounced it Nate Marquardt. But I guess I just, false fucking memory on that one. So yeah, Nate Marquardt. I'm gonna start pronouncing it the correct way. I'm surprised nobody corrected me on that. Maybe everyone was just like, he's retarded. We'll just let him be. As, Bob Sapp, the beast, the Bob Sapp, as, takes on the Hurricane Gilbert Yvel, 6'5", 265, a ginormous man. Taking on, Gilbert Yvel at 6'2", 230. Obviously from Amsterdam, Holland, 0-1. 20-10, a brawler, Muay Thai background, -110 for Bob Sapp, +100 for Gilbert Yvel. Both guys having no team. The only man big enough to referee this one, Big John McCarthy, are judges. Yvel is facing a major size disadvantage, giving up at least 35 pounds. We are underway. They stand and trade in the center of the ring, but neither fighter gives or takes any real damage. A quick exchange of strikes doesn't lead to anything. Both fighters meet in the center. Yvel lands a left hook. Sapp doesn't connect to the left jab, but scores with a massive right hook to the jaw, and he knocked him down. As Sapp knows this is a golden opportunity, he quickly pounces on Yvel, looking to finish the fight, raining down punches. He does several great shots that rock him, as Big John McCarthy tries to get Bob Sapp off of him and stops the fight. Dear God, Bob Sapp did it. 1-for-1, TKO win for Bob Sapp. Gilbert Yvel, probably no more in pride at 20-11. As rated good. As what a tough fight for Gilbert Yvel, though that was. Take it on fucking Bob fucking Sapp. As he name checks all of his sponsors and thanks all of his fans who turn out to support him. As the Big Cat, Tom Erickson versus Old Ironhead, Kazuchika Fujita. As Tom Erickson, 12-3-1. Old Ironhead, Kazuchika Fujita, 5-2. Both guys, -110. At 38 years old, 6'3", 265 is the Big Cat. And Kazuchika Fujita, at 32 years old, 6', 240. The referee, or judges, big size difference, at least 25 pounds. As Fujita gets a good reaction from the fans as he enters the arena. He's fighting in front of his home crowd. Fight is underway. Fujita can't connect with the jab and then hits a nice straight right hand that landed hard. Fujita hits a left jab and scores a right cross that landed hard. He moves in closer, ready to attack. He connects with a nice jab that hits Erickson with a beauty of a straight right hand. With the last shot, it looks like Fujita may have damaged his own hand. Oh, God, what a tough start to this fight. Fujita fucking him up so much that he's fucked up his own hand. As any sort of major damage to that hand is going to cause Fujita some major problems. As he looked like he was angling the grapple, did Tom Erickson could take the initiative. As Fujita lands a left jab and misses the big right hand. As two fighters get up close and start wrestling for position, Erickson wrestles his way into a dominant position in the clinch. Using his wrestling skills, Erickson's trying to push Fujita up against the ropes. Fujita out-wrestles him, though. As Vegeta's trying to push Erickson so he's back up against the ropes. He doesn't manage it, though. Erickson defends it well. As Erickson gets a solid control, and maybe looking for a wrestling-based takedown. He does so. A belly-to-belly suplex. Hell yeah. As it gets side control out of it. Erickson begins trying to get himself with a mount. Almost gets it, but Vegeta bucks his hips and starts scrambling, and a semi-mount winds up underneath. Vegeta, winds up on top of Tom Erickson, north-south position. As he gives up north-south position in favor of sliding over into side control. He's trying to get the mount. Oh my God, he's in mount. Jesus Christ. Kazuki Vegeta is in prime position to finish this fight now. He loads with some right hands, but Erickson deals with him comfortably. He tries to sleep from the bottom, but doesn't much Vegeta. Pounds away, landing several clean blows on Erickson. And Erickson is clearly hurt by a couple of nasty-looking punches. And now it does little in the way of damage still. He's struggling to deal with him still. As Erickson turns up and gives his back in desperate effort to avoid the strikes. Looking for the rear naked choke. Erickson defends it well. As he blocks Erickson as he tries to roll. Now he's got both hooks in. Looking for the rear naked choke as he's flattened him out. And that's it. Kazuki Vegeta gets the win at 6-2 now. He's the goddamn man. He's on a fucking tear. Kazuki Vegeta. And poor Tom Erickson loses that one. Is that rated great? Yeah, that was actually a really great fight. That was all Kazuki Vegeta. But that was awesome. Hell yeah. Kazuki Vegeta thanks everyone connected to the Kondo Dojo for helping prepare for this fight and the sponsors for supporting him financially. As to who he wants to fight next, and he says he'll fight whoever they put in front of him, but he thinks Fedor Emelianenko would be particularly a good contest. That would be fucking awesome. Fedor and Kazuki Vegeta. As the co-main event, and a kickboxing battle of K1 fucking stars. Drumley Banner, Dagon, Micro Crocop. Alrighty. As about the same age, from France, from Croatia, 6'3", 260. 6'2", 235, minus 500 for Micro, plus 390 for Jerome Le Banner. Big John McCarthy, our referee. Our judges, he's giving up 25 pounds as Jerome Le Banner. Or Jerome Le Banner has at least 25 pounds on Micro Crocop, rather. So here we go. Touch gloves. The exchange of strikes happens, but nothing really comes of it. Step with the strike. Le Banner misses a big right hand, putting him off balance, and allows Crocop to attack with a brace of jabs that are followed by a right kick to the ribs. That's tough. They engage in the center. As Crocop sees a head kick coming and counters with a jab and a right kick to the ribs. As they stand at trade strikes, neither lands a significant blow. As Le Banner misses the left cross, leaves him over for a counter. Oh, Crocop, rather, misses the left cross, leaves him over for the counter. As Le Banner attacks with a pair of jabs that are followed by a right hand that just narrowly fails to connect. I'm fucking this whole fight up here. As they come together and strike. As Le Banner scores the jab, but it can't hit the right cross. He hits a jab. This Crocop also scores with the right kick to the body. A lot of body shots for Crocop. He hasn't tried to finish off the fight yet. As he slips past the right hook and counters with the right kick to the body. It's just body shots after body shots from Crocop. As they come, the two fighters engage. Le Banner hits a left hand. As Crocop launches a stiff head kick that finds its mark, and that's probably a knockdown. Yep. Knocked him down. Guys, he quickly pounces on, looking to rain down punches on the stunned Le Banner. As taking powerful shot after powerful shot as Le Banner, as there you guys, he's taking a beating as Big John McCarthy has to stop Crocop. It's only a matter of time. Fucking Vegeta, man. Like, how many people we've seen Crocop just knock out with a head kick, and just Kazuki Vegeta kept on going. Just shows you how much of a fucking badass Kazuki Vegeta is. Crocop wins, now 3-1. Drumley Banner's 1-2. Rated good fight. That was awesome. Gotta love two kickboxers going at it. As now on to the main event. As Micro thanks all of his sponsors, all his fans. Pride Heavyweight title fight. Ice Cold Igor taking on Big Nog Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira. As 45-4-1 no contest for Ice Cold Igor. As 11-2 for Big Nog. 6'3", 235, 5'8", 235. I think Big Nog had what, like a 9-inch reach advantage, 8-inch reach advantage, something like that. As no team for Ice Cold Igor with a kickboxing background. Big Nog with a jiu-jitsu boxing background. At Brazilian top team. Plus 150 for Ice Cold Igor. He is the underdog as Big Nog is got the advantage in the betting lines. Pride Heavyweight title on the line. Our referee, our judges. As bell rings, here we go. Start with a touch of gloves. Nogueira may have been aiming to get in close, but Igor aggressively took the initiative. As Igor throws a punch that Nogueira was equal to. He throws a quick punch, but doesn't land it, does Igor. As Nogueira seizes the chance and grabs Igor into a clinch. Looking for a trip takedown. He gets it. Outside leg trip. Sweeps Igor to the ground as he gives up his back. Looking for a rear naked choke, but he doesn't allow the rear naked choke as he tries to turn over. As Nogueira loses the back, it scrambles back to his feet to face Igor. As the exchange of strikes are relatively close range, nothing really lands. So he moves in confidently around the ring, does Nogueira. They engage with strikes, but neither fighter really lands anything significant. They come together and strike. Nogueira lands a leg kick. Hits a very good right hand as Igor. They move in and engage. He misses the big right hand, allowing Nogueira to counter the jab and a good right hook, rather, not a great one. As two combatants meet in the center and start to strike. Again, Igor misses the right hook and gets countered with a sequence of jabs that lands with the left to the body. As Nogueira uses a reach advantage there, picking Igor off at range. He wants to grapple, but appears to be willing to aggressively come in and do so, even if it means risking some strikes. As Igor throws a punch, but Nogueira avoids it. He gets a hold of Igor looking for a trip takedown. He gets another outside leg trip. 2 for 2 on takedowns. This Big Nog. As he tries to pass half guard. He gains side control after getting his leg free from half guard. As Ice Cold Igor is really working hard on the ground to slow Nogueira. He really had to work hard to get that side control. Halfway into the first round. Oh god, looking for a Darce choke from side control is Big Nog. As Igor defends it well. My god. As now looking for Kimura. Big Nog came to fucking finish this fight. It's fully applied, and Ice Cold Igor is in trouble here. Shockingly, no. Nogueira loses it, and Ice Cold Igor pops his arm free and somehow survived. My god, Igor is not going to let that title slip away that easily. As despite that, Igor remains under side control, though. As Nogueira throws a few right hands to the body. Looking for another Kimura. He gets it, though. He gets the Kimura. Big Nog taps out Ice Cold Igor. We have a new Pride Heavyweight champion. Just like that. Jesus. As, my god. No one could get that second defense for the old Pride Heavyweight title, it seems like. Or at least Ice Cold Igor did. We couldn't get the second one, though. As, we have a new champion. 3 new champions of the Pride Heavyweight title. As Big Nog takes the win by submission with the Kimura. And is the new Pride Heavyweight champion of the, my god, and he gets rated as good. Big Nog with the win, 12-2. Wow, as a give thanks, Big Nog praises his team of Brazilian top team as fair sponsors, the fans who came to support him. Big Nog shows off his Pride Heavyweight title and says that he intends to be champion for a very long time. We'll see how long that lasts, though, Big Nog. There's some fucking killers in this division, let me tell you. As Mirko Krokop, that fight was good. The main event was good. Great fight from the Vegeta Erickson. Bob Sapp Gilbert Yvel was good. Critical rating 72. We'll gladly take that. Kanto at 22,000 people strong. As what a great way to end out the year of 2002 with a new champion. All of our Bob increased. Hell yeah. As fight of the night was for Big Nog and Igor. Vegeta with the submission of the night, and the K of the night was from Mauricio Shogunua. That makes sense. Hell yeah. As we made 8 million on that card. My god. So now, this is usually where we wrap it up, but we're going to do the end of the year review, see the awards, we'll see what's going on in the world, look at the mail real quick, as a couple of people need contract renewals. I think we're going to renew, 2 fights is fine. We'll renew Evan Tanner. And we'll renew Young Choi, even though they both have, they're 0-3. But Young Choi, they're both on their, last fight contract. Whenever they lose, we'll send him down to rings. Marquardt, of course, we were trying to keep him for a very long time. As a Big Nog, of course, trying to keep him for a very long time as the Pride Heavyweight Champion. Just like in real life. It's a little different path to get there, but we got there. As Tom Erickson gonna renew his contract as well. As I believe he is 4-3, 6-4 in Pride. Oh no, they're going as he hasn't won a fight in a while though. Just look at his fight history. Hasn't won a fight since Carlos Barreto in March of 2001. You know, got knocked out by Gary Goodrich, knocked out by Andre Velasquez, and just got fucking choked out by Kazuki Vegeta. Hasn't gotten out of the first round in a while. He is 38 though. I'm surprised he hasn't tried to retire yet. As he broke his wrist, he still won by submission. That's nuts. Get rid of all this. Kondo and Arona, Young Choi and Mauricio Shogun Hua. I should just got rid of that as well. Okay, so we'll just advance ever so slightly, just by a day-to-day basis. As a Mark Coleman as the fucking openweight Grand Prix. Old BJ Penn and Jake Shields, which I don't know why I have Jake Shields on short list, because I don't know, we don't really need like a wrestler like him in the middleweight division, because he just lays and prays and gets easy wins. Yeah, it's like very poor. Slays on top of people and gets wins. And then BJ Penn, who's been on a fucking tear. I'm 6 now. Surprised he's not been signed by UFC yet. Because he's fucking BJ Penn. The prodigy. Goddamn man. So I believe we'll have to advance one more time here. Do have some new mail. This contract's coming to an end. So of course, they want to sign fucking Miracle. This is kind of usually how it goes. We'll just look at the rival bid. Alright, it's at 72,000, so we'll meet him at 75. Perfect. Usually how it goes. Just a bidding war. Just whatever they have, we just double it. As George St. Pierre main eventing this card. We have Nick Diaz on the card as well. George St. Pierre has been doing really bad in Pancrase. There we go. Nick Diaz is coming to his own, though. He's finally getting some good fights in him. Chris Brennan is what he wants next. As well, Caleb Starnes gets the win. Kinoki has, and George St. Pierre, George Rush St. Pierre, who, in his, so far, his fight history, very terrible fights. I mean, I don't know what's been going on, but they've just been bad. Yeah, this one poor as well. I don't know if just because it's a 10-minute round and he just lays on top of dudes and that's it. I don't know, but it has not been going well for George St. Pierre on Pancrase. Is now, I believe it's gonna, yeah, alright, so now for the end of the year awards, Fighter of the Year, Big Nog, with his wins over both Ice Cold Igor and Kevin Randleman. It's the first time that a Brazilian competitor has captured that covenant honor. That's interesting. I could have swore Vitor Belfort or Vanderlei Silva was on that, so I don't know. We're, again, Company of the Year, Pride, of course, as, both, Pride 20's Armed and Ready and Pride FC Shockwave, both standing as out. So, wow, Female Fighter of the Year. How fun. Jennifer Howe. Fight of the Year was John Marsh versus Sam Greco from a M1 card in June. Let's see if we can look at it. History. I believe it was this one. This is rated excellent. TKO strikes. Wow. Hell yeah. Yeah, it's really just a 15-minute battle. So M1 rules are. That's fun. Show of the Year was a KOTC, a King of the Cage 17 show. That's interesting. Was it King of the Cage 17? Just look at that. Oh, over here. 83, wow. It's a fantastic main and fantastic fight there. Interesting. Wow. 83. Interesting. As a knockout of the year was Manny Cameron as a knockout win at a WEC show, WEC 9 against Norifumi Yamato. Oh no! I love Norifumi Yamato. Submission of the year, Jonathan Gould against Akira Kikuchi and Pancrase of the Rear Naked Choke. Rookie of the year, Forrest Griffin. Yeah, that makes sense. Forrest Griffin's been on a fucking tear. Been wanting to sign him, but just been, he's been on a tear. I guess it's, kind of waiting until, like, Fight 5 or 6. Like, 2003, around this time would be perfect to sign him. Main event of the year was a Smack Girls card. Huh. Team of the year was American Kickboxing Academy. That's interesting. I figured it'd be Brazilian top team, to be honest. Upset of the year was a Smack Girl card. Worst fight of the year was a Pancrase card. Was a Pancrase fight. I feel like Pancrase always gets that. As M1 Global adds a welterweight division as well, and NECA's crashed. That's fun. Can we buy him out? No. Okay. It's kind of weird that they crashed. And you can't really do anything. A lot of guys on the market. Yeah, I think that's... Harry Danzig was cut from Pancrase. Interesting. Okay, so we'll look at what we're doing here. I set up a lot of fucking shows in advance. Pretty much all of 2003 we have pretty much penciled in. So just to kind of give everyone kind of what we're going to be doing. So Body Blow and Bad Bone are going to be pretty much the same as we've been doing, 8 match cards. Total Elimination is going to be a middleweight Grand Prix, which the finals are going to happen at Final Conflict. And then probably Shockwave, either in the main or co-main, is going to be that. Whoever wins the Grand Prix against Vanderlei Silva. Because Vanderlei Silva is probably going to be taking on Frank Shamrock on this card, which we can try to set up right now while we're waiting. See if Frank Shamrock's ready. Looks like he is not. As see if we can just click on him real quick. Frank Shamrock. As there we go. Just look over here. 5 days. Okay, so in 5 days we can set that up. Cool. We got a lot of people still to really sign and whatnot. Or not really sign, to set up for. There's people in both heavyweight and middleweight. Very, very fun. It's kind of the card so far. As Hideki Yoshida versus Hoist Gracie. That happened in real life, so might as well do it here. Pete Williams Volkan. Not at that card, but still, that happened in real life. Dennis Hallman. Ryan Gracie. So we're going to have Gracie. Alexander Atsuka. And then Wiki Takada. Which is pretty low on the card for that, but is what it is. And we have Guy Metzger and Daniel Gracie, so 3 Gracies on the card. A Body Blow. Bad the Bone, Josh Barnett, and Kevin Randleman. As, of course, that's going to be like a #1 contendership for the heavyweight title. Somewhat, because I'm sure, I'm looking at the rankings of the heavyweight real quick. As well, it's funny Kevin Randleman is first. Because obviously he lost to Igor, and then he lost to Big Nog to set that up. We might do Semi Shalette, honestly. We just might. Even though he lost to Kevin Randleman. Did beat Pedro Hizzo. It seems like a good idea. I don't know. Might be a good idea. We might just wait it out. Kind of on the fence. Because I know for sure the main event for Pride 25 is going to be Vanderlei and Frank Shamrock. So that's why I'm kind of waiting to Pride. Yeah, I think we're just gonna wait till Total Elimination. We'll have that be the main. While we set up the Grand Prix for the middleweight Grand Prix. I think that's what we're doing. So that's just kind of. We'll look at the rankings since we were already kind of looking at it. We'll update it. As Kevin Randleman is still #1. That's hilarious. As Big Nog, our new champion, is 2nd. Ice Cold Igor 3rd. Shalette 4th, Barnett 5th, Pete Williams, Pedro Hizzo 7th, Carlos Barreto at 8th, who has not won a fight ever in Pride. That's good. That's gold. As Marquardt as ninth. Andre Vlasky 10th. That's huge. That's huge. There's TK, Tsuyoshi Koshaka. I always fuck that up. I always feel like the S should be in front of the H to really help me out there. But that's the way to Gary Goodrich 12th, Mark Coleman 13th, Heath Herring 14th, Oleg Taktarov is 15th, and Mark Kerr 16th, Volkan 17th, Overeem 18th, Erickson 19th, Ogawa at 20, Yazuki Fujita at 21, Fedor and Emelianenko at 22nd, 5-0, Trey Tellerman 9-4-1 at 23, Alexei Olenek at 24, and Frank Damir 25th. So no Bob Sapp, no Crow Cop. Trying to think who else is not on there. That probably should be, at least those. Well, maybe not Bob Sapp, but Mirko probably could be. As Vanderlei Silva, of course, at the top of the middleweight division, 8-0 in Pride. Dan Anderson, 2nd. Frank Shamrock, 3rd. Vitor, 4th. Ronaldo Sobral, 5th. Chuck Liddell, 6th. Jeremy Horn, 7th. Merlio, Merlio Ninja at 8th. Carlos Newton at 9. Nate Marquardt at 10. Sakuraba 11th. Miletich 12th. Matsunori Suda 13th. Egan Inoue 14th. Evan Tanner 15th. Carlos Newton. Allen goes 16th. Henzo Gracie 17th. Dennis Holman 18th. Anderson Silva 19th. Masaratsu Yano at 20, who's 2-0 in Pride. Yuki Kondo 21 at 1-1 in Pride. Rich Franklin 8-0, 4-0 in Pride. Guy Metzger 23-14 and 2-1-6 in Pride. Ryan Gracie at 2-2, and Quentin Rampage Jackson at 5-1. Oh yeah, as thinking of people not there, Carlos Newton. Or no, he's there. He's 9th. I'm an idiot. Fucking who's not there? That should be there. I'm wondering. He's like Franklin's there, Rampage is there. Yeah, Sakuraba. Yeah, that's a good bit. Good bit of people that should be there. Because, yeah, I mean, as far as middleweights, we have 33 people. So we'll just kind of look. We can just search by current weight class. Middleweight, we can just kind of look. Obviously, Lil Knox not there. Doya Matsuoi's not there. Dan Gracie. As, who else would not be there? Oh, yeah, obviously Mauricio, who will be there by the end of 2003, I'm sure. Oh, yeah, Ricardo Arona's not there. He might have dropped out after he lost to Yuki Kondo, to be fair. Rodrigo, of course. Hoist isn't there, but he's 1-5 in Pride. Yeah. Yep. Alright, so kind of everything kind of makes sense for the most part. We do have a lot more heavyweight fighters than middleweight fighters. But, let's see here. We'll look at the individual show history real quick. As, event history, there we go. Obviously, I believe we started at Bad Blood. So I got a 71, 97 commercial rating. It's when Igor beat Kevin Randleman for the #1 contendership for the Pride. Or actually, didn't beat him for the, he beat him for the belt to start off the year of 2002 as a new champion. As Mark Coleman and Ogawa. Mark Coleman got the win. And Merley over Henzo Gracie. Nate Marquardt and Carlos Newton, which was rated great. Ronaldo Sobral and Evan Tanner. And Kazuki Fujita and Alexei Olenek. As then Ricardo Arona and Quentin Rampage Jackson won their fights in the prelims. Which Armed and Ready, which was rated at 80, which almost was the fucking show of the year. But KOTC had a 83 show. I wouldn't say almost, was at least in the top contention, as Dan Anderson knocked out Kevin, or didn't knock him out, won by unanimous decision over Chuck Liddell, Vitor Belfort, Ronaldo Sobral. That rematch, then Vitor Belfort again won. Simi Chalette and Pedro Hizo. Yeah, I mean, you could kind of see how this card was so good. So many top 10s of people in the top 10 on this card. Josh Barnett and Gary Goodrich, which Josh Barnett won with an armbar. Frank Shamrock, Pat Miletich, which, I mean, they're right now in the top 10. Well, Miletich isn't, but, I mean, Shamrock's going to be in a middleweight title fight to start off the year in 2003. And Arvlasky and Tom Erickson. And fucking Little Nog and Young Joy. And Dario Matsui and Akira Shoji. As Demolition, which was a 56. Whew. Boy, as you could kind of Don Fry Takayama, Franklin Metzger, a lot of the only person in the top 10 was Sakuraba. Now Murillo's in the top 10 now, and everybody else is not. Obviously, still in this card. As Pride FC Shockwave, which was a 78. Fujita, Mirko, main event. Fucking Fujita surviving a head kick. And goes on to win the fight by a rear naked choke. Then we get a count on Bob Sapp, which was actually a really great fight. And then fucking Big Nog and Kevin Randleman. Big Nog getting the win to take on Ice Cold Igor. Way down the line at Cold Fury 3. And Nate Marquardt and Jeremy Horn. And even the Jalom Libena and Takashi Sugiura was actually a good fight. And Carlos Dunellen goes the split draw. As Beast from the East 2. As Igor defends his title against Josh Barnett, which I got a 71. And Pete Williams, Mark Coleman, Anderson Silva, Pat Miletich. That was awesome by Anderson Silva. Alistair Overeem and Carlos Barreto, which Alistair Overeem beating Carlos Barreto in an upset. Volkan and Ogawa. Diz Hallman and Evan Tanner. Evan Tanner again, losing this time by a triangle. And in the prelims, Yano Kondo, which was rated poor, and Fabricio Verdum against Alexander Atsuka, getting the win there in his MMA debut, let alone Pride debut. As Vanderlei Silva, Dan Anderson gets the win by decision. Frank Shermhuck over Enson Inoue. As Arvlosky and Marco Hoos, Pedro Hizzo, Mark Kerr. We might do Arvlosky and Pedro Hizzo. That might be something we have to do. As Murillo and Chuck Liddell, which Murillo over Chuck Liddell. Honestly, Murillo might get a title fight before the Pride Grand Prix. Before the middleweight Grand Prix show, which I think will be at. I believe that's going to be before. I believe Bad to the Bone is when we're going to do that. We might do that if. Yeah, so Vanderlei might back-to-back shows of defending his title, which that'd be tough for him. From February to March, it might be tough. We might not be able to do it, but we'll see. So we'll go back to event history. As I mean, obviously here we know what happened here. That just happened. That's just pretty fun for the most part. Besides this horrendous show we did in the 70s, and this is 66. But we towards the end we've been having commercial rating of 100, which is huge for us. Which we rarely get. Yeah, it looks like it's never happened before, but, so that's huge. We've been still getting at least 22,000, which there at Pride 19 we had 26,000. I think it's because it was a title fight. As, seems to be. But yeah, that's where we're at in Pride. Now in the year 2003. We almost have 60 million in the bank. We have 100 credibility. We have 100 stability. We're pretty much at the point of, and our prestige for this is actually doing really well. As the lineage, of course. Not a whole lot. And then we just look at the title history. That's fun. We'll see if Big Nog can go past the 2 defenses. And of course the middleweight champion, Vanderlei Silva's had 2 defenses, Enson Inoue and Dan Anderson. So now we'll be adding Frank Shermhuck to the list, and maybe Murillo. But by the time there's gonna be a lot of middleweight titles, a lot of fights happening for the fucking Prime Middleweight title. I just realized in 2003. That's okay though. I'm cool with it. I am cool with it. It's been all Vanderlei Silva so far, so maybe we'll add something to spice it up a little bit, to have some fun. I don't know what else to really look for. I guess we look at the cut from roster to see if we really need to cut someone. So obviously Evan Tanner is towards the end. Oh yeah, we need to send Gilbert Yvel down to rings. So we'll do that. So look at child organization. Here we go. We'll Yvel, send him back down. I guess we can look at rings. Take a look at that, see what's going on over there. As credibility 92, stability 75. Obviously, Kira Maeda is owned by, even though we bought him out. The champions are Greg Wicken. The lightweight champion is Mario Sperry, which he's been on a tear. 5 defenses. All but Frank Shamrock. He beat Frank Shamrock. That's huge. And then the middleweight champion, which Alex Steveling has been on a fucking path. He's 15-0-1. He's the Brazilian killer. He's 5th in the pound-for-pound region. He's worked for UFC in the past. I've been waiting for him to drop the belt to sign him, but maybe we'll bring him in for the Grand Prix. He's just been on a tear, as you can see. In rings, that is for sure. As far as, I guess we can look at the shows. We'll tour the company. So yeah, they're open in 94, they're 3 weight classes, 45 fighters. And it's, interesting here. They're former Company of the Year as well, that's interesting. As a history, a critical rating of 67, 65, 63, so yeah, usually in the 60s. I'm trying to think when we bottom out. It had to have been before this. Because obviously, TK, Yano, Oleg, and Yuki Kondo are on that card. Yeah, I think that was, and then we bottom out here. Once we bottom out, they started performing better shows. That's fun. Yeah, they really did. Here's a 63 way down there, but usually they get in this. Oh, here's a 67. Wow, really at the start of the series, they were starting to do really well. There in 2001, the 71 and the 65s, some 72s, some 50s, 75. Big Nog and Yvel, which was rated fantastic. So fun. It's very, very fun there. As, they probably know in the Hall of Fame. No, we can deck people. Yeah. No. Okay. Smack Girl has got 92 credibility. There's still mid-level national UFC, as we are fucking high-level international, way up there. Cool. As I think that will do it. Nothing really more to really go over here, I think. I think we covered it all. Usually what we do. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for 20 episodes of this. It's kind of crazy. This is just kind of like an idea to have to kind of pass the time before TW20 came out. Here, TW20's been out for about a month or so now. Maybe more than that. More like 2 months. And you're still going strong. It's still been fun. At this point, and the idea was to end it at 2007. It maybe softly end it once TW20 came out, was like the initial plans. But it just kept on. It was still being fun to play. And I was like, well, maybe we'll do it to 2007. That's when Pride officially ended. So we'll end it when Pride ends it. But honestly, we could keep fucking going. I mean, we're at the point where we're at 100 credibility, 100 stability. Obviously, we're not going to lose any fucking money anytime soon. It's going to be nuts. We could maybe keep going for 2010, 10 years. I mean, we could do that. Go into the next decade. We started in 2000, we'll end in 2010. Who knows? Who fucking knows at this point? Or it's going to keep going until it becomes not fun anymore. That's just really the plan. Because so far it's been a blast. You guys have been enjoying it. I've been enjoying it, so might as well keep the train going. As we have it set up. 5 shows, pretty much. We might add 1 in October, November. So we might make it an even 6. But so far, that seems to be the schedule has been planned for all of 2003. As we will catch you guys next week for the 1st of January 2003 show, Pride 25's Body Blow. Take care, everyone.